What's going on, guys? John Elder here from Codemy.com, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to add a MatplotLib graph for your app with Kivy and Python. All right, guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to add a MatplotLib graph to our Kivy app, and we've got a little thing here where we can name it, name2.jpg. We can save it if we want. I'll do that later. But you can see just very basic. We're just going to add a very basic graph onto our app just to show you how to do this. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor and the Git Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other Kivy videos in this series, over 50 so far. Check that out if you haven't seen it so far. So, all right, we've got our basic Kivy starter code that we've always got. I've called it matty.py and matty.kv. And we're going to do this a little bit different than we have in other videos recently, because we're going to be importing a widget onto the thing, and it's going to be a whole thing. So it's going to be slightly different than we have done in the past, but not hugely different. So the first thing we need to do is pip install some things in the terminal. So we're going to be using something called Kivy Garden. You may or may not need to install that, so I'm just going to, just to be safe. So let's go pip install Kivy_garden. And I've already installed this, so it says, okay, you're fine there. We also need to install the little matplotlib thing that goes with Kivy Garden, I think. I'm not real clear on this because there's been some changes, but we're just going to go ahead and do it anyway, just to be sure. So to do that, we go garden and then install and then matplotlib. And I've already done that, so it says, yeah, you're fine there, but it'll install on yours. Okay, so we also need just regular matplotlib on our computer. Now, there's a little problem here. I'm using the latest version of Python 3.9 something. And matplotlib goes a little clunky with Python 3.9 under certain circumstances, and this is one of these circumstances. So I'm going to install an older version of it just to be safe, just to make sure it works. So you may have to do this, you may not, depends on the Python that you're using. But we're not using matplotlib to do anything crazy, so it doesn't matter if it's a little bit earlier version, a little older version in this case. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So let's go pip install, and I'm going to use quotation marks, and I'm going to go matplotlib. And we want it to be less than version 3.3.0. So I'll wrap that all in quotation marks, and that should do the trick. I've already installed it on my computer, so we can go pip freeze and see that. Let's see. Yep, there it is, 3.22, matplotlib, Kivy Garden, we've got that. So everything looks good. So, okay, that's all we need there. So let's head back over to our code and start building this thing out. So we're going to need a few things. First, we're going to do a float layout for our app, so we need to import that. And we've done that in the past. So let's go from kivy.uix.float layout. We want to import float layout. There we go. And notice the capitalization here of the F and the L. That's important. No capitalization there. We also need some stuff from Kivy Garden. So let's go from kivy.garden.matplotlib.backend _ Kivy ag. We want to import figure canvas Kivy ag. Okay. Now we also need to import matplotlib as you always would with any Python program. So let's go import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Okay. So now let's define what we want to graph here. And I'm just going to do something very basic. I'm going to create an X and a Y coordinate, and we're just going to create a list. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this. We need some Y coordinates, so we can pick anything we want. I'm going to go 5, 12, I don't know, 6, 9, 15, just random numbers, doesn't really matter. And this is not a video on how to use matplotlib. If you don't know how to use matplotlib, if you don't want to, this isn't the video for you. This is for, you've already got matplotlib, you want to use it for something, you're doing some data analysis of some sort, you already know what you're doing, you want to slap it into your Kivy app, this is what we're going to do. So we're just going to use very basic stuff here. So now let's go ahead and plot this stuff. Let's go plt.plot, and that's this plt up here that we imported, right? And we want to plot X and Y coordinates. And then let's go PLT, and let's give this guy some labels. So let's give the Y label. We're going to call this the Y axis. And let me just copy this. And we also want to do this for the X label. And that's just going to be X axis. And these are just the little labels underneath the graph on the X and the Y coordinates. So, okay. So now let's build out our app. So we want to create a class that where we can put this matplotlib graph into. So over here, I've called this thing Matty. I don't know why. We're using Matplotlib. It's very Matty. It's a Matty sort of day. I don't know. So let's create a class. Let's go class Matty. And we want to pass in float layout. And that's this guy up here that we imported because we want to use a float layout for this thing. And let's define underscore init underscore, and then pass in self and also our quargs because we want to pass in our quargs. And we've done this sort of thing before. And we just here then call super dot underscore init underscore. Weird object-oriented notation that we see all the time. We pass in our quargs again. Okay, I think that's fine for now. Now let's head over here and build this thing out. So I've called our class here Matty, right? That's just this guy right here because I'm great at naming things. And we just want to do a basic box layout. And let's give this box layout an ID of box so that we can reference it later on. And let's just give it a size hint of underscore y of like, I don't know, 0.8. It's going to take up most of the screen. And we want to give it a position underscore hint of, let's say, top and 1. Okay. Now underneath our graph, I also want to put a text input field and a button so we can save our graph if we want to. It's super easy, so we might as well. Let's create another box layout. And let's give this a size underscore hint underscore y of like 0.2. So this is 0.8, this is 0.2. It adds up to 1. 0.8 is most of the screen. Our button and our text box are going to be down at the bottom in a very small area of 0.2. And let's go text input. And let's give this an ID of namer. Woohoo! Right? And let's say, I don't know, multi-line. Let's say false. We just want this to be one line. And now we also want a button. So let's say the text for the button is save it. Right? And on release, we want something to run. So let's go root.saveIt. And this is a function, and this will run whenever we click the button. So now we need to create this function real quick. So let's head over here. And inside of this guy, we can define save it, pass in self. And for now, I'm just going to pass. We'll play with that later on. Okay, so far so good. We've got our basic setup going here. We've got all this Matplotlib stuff, but now we need to sort of pass it into this class so that it can appear inside of here. Now we've given our box layout an ID of box, so we can reference that inside this class here. So let's go ahead and call box, and let's set that equal to the self.ids.box. So IDs, that's, this thing, and we called it box. So it's IDs.box, and I'm gonna slap that into a variable called box. Now this variable, we can add a widget to it by going box.add_widget. I think we did this way back at the beginning of this playlist when we were building out these apps by hand without using Kivy files. We sort of did stuff like this. But inside of here, we want to pass a figure, canvas Kivy ag. And inside of that, we want to pass in our plot, this thing that we've been building out here at PLT. And then, but it's .gcf, and that's a function. So, okay, I think that should work. Let's go ahead and save this and run it just to see if that worked. Did a lot of stuff there without checking, and I never like to do that. But let's go Python matty.py. And when we do, we have nothing. Something has gone horribly wrong. All right, so what do we do wrong? Let me look. Down here, we're returning this builder file. I forgot to fiddle with the default code that we started with. So we don't want to return the builder file. We still want to load it, so we'll do that. But what we want to return is this Matty class. So we just do like that. So, okay, that looks good. Okay, let's go ahead and save this, run it. Should work now. But before we do that, if you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out codingme.com where I have dozens of courses with hundreds of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off memberships, all my courses, videos, and books for one-time fee at just $49, which is insanely cheap. All right, commercial over. Let's run this guy. Boom, boom. All right, and now we get our Matplotlib graph. Very cool, very easy. We've got our little text box here. We've got this button that doesn't do anything yet, but this is very cool. We can resize this and it resizes automatically. Just that easy. And this was pretty simple. So let's go ahead and do that save it function really quickly, knock that out. This is really easy. So I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna create a variable called name. I'm going to set that equal to whatever we named this thing. So namer, right? So this is our text input box. We gave it an ID of namer. We can now reference that. We can say, hey, what do we type in that box? So we can go self.ids.namer.text, right? And then now to save this, we just go plt.savefig and pass in that name. So we can do a little if statement here. We can say if name, just in case there isn't anything in there. This will save, right? So let's go ahead and run this guy one more time. So we've got our graph here. I want to name this as name.jpg, or let's call it matty.jpg. So we want to save this as a JPEG file and go ahead and click save it. Now, normally you would put a little pop-up box or some acknowledgement that this did. Maybe we would clear this after we click the button. I don't care about any of that. We don't really care. I just want to show you the functionality of how to save things, and this is how you do it. We have videos on all that other stuff in the playlist you can check out. So now we can come over here and open that file and see. So let's look for Matty. There it is, matty.jpg. We can open it and boom, ooh, there it is. Very cool. And you can see there's our x-axis and there's our y-axis, because right here, we label these x-axis and y-axis. We could say this is my y-axis. So if we ran that, of course, now down here, it's going to say this is my y-axis right here. So those labels or whatever you type in there, of course, super easy, and all there is to it. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out codemy.com where you can use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off memberships to pay just $49 to access all my courses, over 47 courses, hundreds of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 150,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.